Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamer Dad channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're going to be looking at play styles, and I think this is something that new players can benefit from, and even something where seasoned and veteran players can even add a little bit to the conversation in order for us to be able to get to some consensus as to why your play style is a very huge part of how you actually approach the game and how you enjoy the game. That's the biggest thing, having fun in the game, but at the same time, because it's a looter shooter, being effective also helps you out and helps everybody that's, probably working with you out as well. Now, my play style is very interesting. I like to use a lot of the skills in terms of how I actually work around, building and using my weapons. I'm not necessarily keen on using damage builds. If anything, I like to go in there, put my skills, and then just start to make my skills more and more powerful as I'm running through the entirety of the mission. So the build that I'm running is one that is well known in this community. It's nothing new, but for those of you who may be new, I can show you the build after I finish running this particular side of the control point. So what I want to do is I want to show you how my play style works in terms of how I'm using everything, and I'm going to be explaining as I'm going. So because I'm running by myself, the way I've set up my skills is I require, and I think I need, one skill that's going to continue to hone down, basically just deal damage consistently. So I've decided to elect my turret for that particular reason. So I have a turret. Even though I'm using a status effect build, it's still necessary that I use one. Okay, so I'm going to place my turret, and then I'm going to use this particular build, and I'm just going to go ahead and just pop some fire and light up some people. Now, afterwards, I'm going to call everybody, and I'm going to explain what's going on. You're going to see pretty much everyone just basically melting in a sense. So look at everybody. They're all on fire, and I'll tell you what's going on. So I use the Eclipse Protocol, which is a particular item or brand. I said brand. Gear set, sorry. I can't talk and play this game at all. Some of you are probably laughing. Some of my content creator friends, And Eclipse Protocol pretty much puts me in a position where I can deal all of this crazy damage. Oops, this one wants to blow me up here. And that damage spreads like wildfire. So consider this, where if one person dies while they're under a status effect, everyone around them is going to also receive that smoke, literally. Like that person, everyone around them. So once that guy in purple goes down, boom, everybody else does that. So I'm going to just strike on that door. Oh, I missed that door. Usually what I do is as enemies are spawning from that door, I just go ahead and do that. Everlasting Gaze is supposed to hit headshots and give me more status effects in terms of how I apply it. So once I hit somebody with a headshot, they get more status effect on them in a sense. So wait. Are my counterparts here yet? Okay. So none of my weapons are doing any significant damage. That is the way that I've actually made this particular build. It's not designed for my weapons to do damage. Instead, the damage is pretty much relegated to, let me see. It's pretty much relegated to my skills and to the way everything works. Okay, so I got this guy. I have a headshot there. They're running. I have one more puff of smoke. Oh, they dodged. Like I'm getting peppered. Okay, so I'm waiting for my skills to cool down. That's why I'm doing that. Come on, take the damage, man. There you go. Take it. Yeah. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just using my weapons just to mark baddies. That's all. I'm not necessarily doing anything special because my weapon is not necessarily my main source of damage in this particular setup. What my main source of damage is my skills, and the skills are designed to do, in my opinion anyways, a lot of multi-kill type work. That's what I want to do with this particular setup. Okay, so he's gone, and that's it. I just cleared that whole run. Heroic, I have 3 directives, and I wanted to use my weapons just to showcase how all of it is synergizing. Now I've been using one weapon. Let me switch a little bit to another weapon. That's going to help me kind of achieve some more of that really awesomeness. Ooh, someone just got leveled up. That's me. So let's see if we can do some really cool stuff here. So I'm using my Pestilence. This is one of my favorite weapons. And these baddies are going to be melted. So, well, that guy is gonna run over to where he is. I don't want to just. I don't just want him to be on the zone. I wish they all like kind of came out together. So that guy's dead, but he did lob a grenade before that. He's toast. He's toast. Okay, so this fool. We're gonna have this idiot come over here and try to explode himself on us. Now, even though I say I'm not really trying to do a lot of damage, I am doing significant amounts of damage. I can hold my own, so I'm not running a crappy build. So I want this guy to go dead. So now he's passed on a lot of damage. See that? He passed on basically 2 damage parameters to these runners because he was under a status effect number 1. And then once he died with the Pestilence buff, the Pestilence Plague on him, Plague of the Outcasts. So he literally passed that down to 2 other guys. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble if I can't kill this dude. Oh, crap. Oh, he died. Good. And now that they passed it on to this particular enemy NPC. And so I'm going to just do this. Yeah, y'all are toast. Look at that. Look at that. This guy wants to escape. Don't go anywhere. Look at everything is burning. Oh my word. I can use my Everlasting Gaze if I want to go ahead and pepper this guy a little more and try to get something, but I need to land a headshot. So let's see if it'll work here. Boom. So that headshot's supposed to be able to give me a little bit more in terms of damage and all of the above. I hope I don't get rogues because I want to sit here and kind of talk you guys through what you just saw. So let's kind of look at my build setup and let's look at why I'm running each of the different pieces, okay? Now, I'm running the Pestilence because I want to use the Plague of the Outcasts. You guys just saw just now how that really came in handy because I took out one guy while he was under a status effect and while he had the Plague of the Outcast basically on him, and he basically spread that disease to the other bad guys that were running towards me. Everlasting Gaze is a named, I forgot the name of this particular rifle, and it gives you perfect perpetuation. Headshots grant 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. The cooldown is 16 seconds. So that's why I'm using a weapon like this. Now, yes, it does have some decent rolls. I'm working on optimizing this to have the critical hit chance, but honestly, I was torn in getting reload speed here. But I don't shoot too many rounds from it, so I just thought to myself, I'll leave it as a powerful hitter. So it can really deal some decent damage, 160k plus some crit chance if I ever hit a crit or crit damage. If there's one just hiding somewhere on my gear, I guess that could work for me. But I'm not really interested in any of these. What I'm interested in is this particular talent here. Granting me 50% status effect damage and duration is a big deal because it keeps my enemies controlled. I'm the only one that's playing. I use this sidearm from time to time because headshots will grant me 30% skill repair, but I'm not necessarily in that position where I think I really need it. The turret has a lot of health, if you ask me. So I'm running the Vow Mask. The Vow Mask really helps you as you are working on status effect. It has toxic delivery, and it says status effects also applies a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage is dealt equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. So whatever the heck this is, it just pretty much deals a whole bunch of extra damage and increases the debuff time that a status effect will basically be on enemy NPCs. So it's actually something that I enjoy using for my status effect build. And then I'm using the Eclipse Protocol, which is the best status effect gear in the entire game. It grants you 15% status effect. It gives you 15% skill haste, 30% hazard protection, so that you can basically take on, baddies that have fire or any kind of different hazard that they would affect you with, especially with the outcasts. They're always throwing fire. And even my directive, where I have special ammo for the bad guys, if you look at it here, what does it show? Let me show you. Global settings. In my global directives, I have special ammo. So this basically, they can hit me with special ammo. And because of the way my armor is low, I don't want to take all that damage to myself. So it's nice for what, you know, Eclipse Protocol grants you, in the sense that you get that 30% protection. And then you have indirect transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refreshes 50% of the duration. So that's actually pretty cool. And then your backpack gives you an extra amplified damage to deal that you deal to status affected targets, and that's basically by 30%. It's actually really powerful, very strong build. Your chest piece, if you're using the talent proliferation, it increases indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters and the refresh percentage from 50% to 75%. So when that baddie was running at me, those two kamikaze explosive guys, when they were running towards me, the other guy that basically died sent indirect transmission to them and also sent the Plague of the Outcast to them. So this is why I run this particular setup. Now I'm using a Golden Gear holster because Golden Gear gives you 10% status effect. I have a decent one. I wish this, I could get a yellow core here. So I would need a Golden holster that has status effect and skill damage. And then I'll be able to roll this to skill tier and then max out this so that I can run from time to time my crossbow, because I like this specialization survivalist. Even though in a team is where I get a lot of damage, I like the fact that I have the incendiary grenades, but I can't get everything that I want yet, so I'm going to just manage with this. But this is my playstyle. My playstyle requires for me to be running these calculations in my head as to how I'm going to basically, get the very best benefit from all my gear. Even though sometimes it seems like the requirements are out of whack, that is to me what the Division game is about. As a skill player, support player, this is pretty much what you come to do and what you come to get good at. And especially when you know things like, oh, where the enemies will spawn from. These are, some of the things that would help you. But this is how you basically start forming your playstyle. Now, the reason I actually made this particular video is, for those of you who are new to this game, it could be very, very overwhelming. But you don't have to wait till you're an expert or till you get the very best items before you start figuring out what your skill is. You just need to pay attention to all of the different parameters, your weapons. You got to pay attention to the kind of player that you are. Are you a risk taker? Do you like to run in front of bad guys? What is it that you like doing in terms of playing and enjoying the game? And I think once you explore these, it'll answer the question properly for you. For me, I've had a lot of time to hone down what I like about the Division, and trust me, the Division 2 has a lot more of what supports my play style than the Division 1 necessarily did have. The Division 1, I guess the grind was the thing. Division 1 had a bunch of really cool stuff. It was just you had to grind too much to be able to try to get some things for your tactician or for some of the other gear sets. But here, you can achieve very similar results with a wider plethora of different gear and brand items. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. For those of you who are veterans, share your playstyle with everyone. I'm sure a lot of new players would be very, very excited to see this stuff. Talk to you guys in another video. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.